I saw this advertised on Facebook. So here's the ad I bought the tap and die set off of for 30 bucks. These older Ace, Hanson, Irwin tap and die sets, they're worth a lot of money, and I've seen these sell for as high as 80. And the guy was kind of too far away from me for it really to be worth my while. So I said, well, any chance you're getting into Dayton, Ohio sometime? And he said, no time in the near future. Well, along comes Thanksgiving. And as we're getting ready to leave Mom's house at the end of Thanksgiving, I get a phone call or a text on the cell phone. He says, he's coming to Dayton. And he explained who he was. And this has been like weeks ago that I'd spoken to him. And I said, oh yeah, I can meet you there, you know. And he tells me this interesting story. He's divorced, and him and his wife got a new dog shortly before they divorced, and they had a court battle and everything over the custody of this dog. And he was coming to Dayton to drop off the dog because at the end of Thanksgiving, it was hers for the next 2 weeks. And so that's why he was coming to Dayton. Crazy story. So I met him at a gas station, picked up this tap and die set. And here it is. We can see it's got a little bit of rust on it, which I could see that in the photograph. And it's got a couple of parts missing. There's no threading gauge. This was a slot screwdriver with a translucent yellow handle. Don't know what happened to that. And it was actually appeared to be full of taps. So here's what actually came with it. These 3 taps were with it, and this easy out. And, you know, some of them were like this big tap was stuffed in here where the screwdriver was. And then some of the areas had a couple of taps laying in them, so I got a few extra taps with it. And here's the die stock, tap wrench, the smaller stuff, and we see that that one's missing. And a lot of these older sets will have some broken taps in them or replaced taps. So you got to really look at the photographs really carefully. And this one looked like it was in good condition, just not complete. So here, out of my collection of taps, are 2 taps that helped me complete this set. This is actually an Ace Hanson, I believe this is a 632 that I happen to have. It was missing from this set, and it goes there. So that's correct. And this is a Royal, and this is a BOTT, B-E-L-O-I-T, which I think this is either an American or a French brand. And then there's a couple more Royal taps in here. This one, and I think this one here is a Royal tap, which are Regal, not Royal, Regal. Those are made in the United States. So, although it's not complete all Ace Hanson set, this is all good quality stuff. So this set might have really been worth about 50 bucks in the condition I got it in. So it was a good deal. It was definitely worth going to get. So now I want to clean it up, and let's try to make this into an $80 tap and die set. We're going to use evapo-rust to do this job. I have a glass tray, and this has turned very thick since I used it last. Something has evaporated out of it. I don't know if there's a little bit of water, alcohol, or what in it, but I'm just going to pour in some more and let it redissolve. And we'll get this whole set in here. And I haven't actually taken any solvent to any of these. There's a little bit of gunk in them. I think I'm just going to take a toothbrush to them inside of this container. Now these are not rusty. Those are replaced taps. Oops, didn't mean to drop it. It's pretty gooey. It's like syrup on the bottom here. And this doesn't really have any rust on it, so that'll clean up fine in solvent. Our handle here, it has a little bit of rust on it in the knurling, and I think this might just be dirt in the knurling on the right. So I got to figure out how to get that out. Which, I think I have to press this out. How did I figure out what was missing? Well, here are the sizes that it's supposed to have in it. This is a 40-piece set. The 40th piece is the container here. But when you look through here, there's some that we're missing. I noticed that we have 1024 and 1032. We also have listed 3/16 24 and 3/16 32. Well, those are duplicates, and in the day they were both called 1032 and 3/16 32. So there aren't actually 4 number 10 or 3/16 taps. There's only 2 taps and 2 dies. So we're all covered there on those sizes. And I'm going to clean up this plastic tray too. That'll make a huge difference. And let's set everything on the side. We'll let the evapo-rust work, and this will work relatively quickly. I anticipate this rust will be off these tools in a couple hours. We'll be able to oil them and put it back together. And a gap in the vise. This will be my attempt to get that out of there. Oh yeah. There we go. Got the block out of there. It's just pressed in. Should be able to get the clamping jaw out now. There we go. Got a left and a right hand thread working together here, so we can get this in the evapo-rust now. So it's still gooey on the bottom here. I hope the gooey stuff still works. Woo. I'm going to turn all these over. This is a brass brush. Wish I had a brass wire wheel. I don't know if even that would be a great idea to hit taps with, but look at that. That's already cleaning up pretty good. It's amazing how quickly this stuff works when it's new. Mostly want to get any of the grime out of here, so if there's any rust hiding under it, it will the evapor-rust will be able to get to it. Yep, I think I need to let the evapor-rust work its magic for a while. Alright, I'm going to go into the sink, soap and water, clean these up. We'll see what they look like in just a second. It is after soap and water and scrubbing with a toothbrush. Now I'm going to get after it with some brake cleaner. We've still got some ground in blackness in here. Yeah. This stuff evaporates quickly, but it dissolves about everything. Probably should have did this before I did the soap and water. Seeing some, what almost looks like printing in there, but I think it's from people trying to tilt the taps out, you know, kind of imprinting the sharp edges of the tap into the plastic. Got some stuff down in the corners in here. I think I'll go give them the hot water treatment one more time. Oh no, look at that. Wow. It's dissolving the ink. I think I saved it just in time. I'll go wash it in water now. Got the electric heater on low, trying to get rid of the last little bits of moisture. These have probably been in here an hour. And I've come out here to turn them, but let's take a look at a couple of them. Look at that. Here's one that's still showing some rust speckles. They're cleaning up pretty good. Alright, I'm just going to turn all these over. The goo on the bottom of the pan here is just about all dissolved into the fresh fluid. There's a part of me that's experimenting here. Just remove these parts from the heater. They're warm and soft now. And I'm going to armor all them. So I'm going to use this brush to kind of spread it around. This should make the plastic look a lot better. It's a little bleachy looking. A few little specks of debris here and there too, so a little bit more work with the brush won't hurt a thing. Wow. That looks a lot better. Take a look at this stuff. Notice how much darker this fluid is turning. It turns dark as it eats off rust. And I'm getting some blackness around the outside of some of these. It's probably a sign I should take them out. You leave things in this material too long, it gets black, and in this case it would be harder to read the taps and stuff. So we're getting a little bit of gray here. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take this out and finish cleaning them up by another method. I ruined a set of feeler gauges by leaving them in this evapo-rust for too long. The first problem was they didn't have stamped numbers on them. They were kind of laser printed. And so those are just very faint, dark marks. And then I further darkened them by treating them with evapo-rust and leaving them in the evapo-rust too long. So it kind of ruined them. Still looking a heck of a lot better. Spray them off with some brake clean. Remember how brown that was? You want to be careful about clinking your taps together, by the way. You don't want to be chipping them. Even microscopically. So I'm going to clean these. I think I'm going to clean these shafts up a little further on the wire wheel and avoid the tap, the threaded portion of the tap. Just going to do a couple of those. So maybe rinsing them off with the brake clean, putting the brake clean directly to the evapo-rust might have been a mistake. There's something sticky on everything now. It's like I made a glue. I don't know if, see, it sticks to my fingers. So, I'm going to clean this stuff up now. And I think I'm just going to use this 3-in-1 oil, which is also a cleaner. And we'll see what happens here. Wow, notice it's kind of turns, I'm seeing almost a milky white. Maybe it's just the texture of the metal after being in the evapo-rust. I don't know. I'll put me a clean paper towel down over here. And I don't feel any, of course you couldn't feel anything sticky through oil anyways. We'll go through this stuff one at a time here. Kind of oil them. I do have one more treatment I want to do to those dies, so let's ignore those for now. Here's some fine emery cloth. Oh yeah. That's going to make those dies look really nice. Now, I can only do this with these because they're stamped, not laser engraved. I still want to go over these outsides with the oil. And I want to go over this too. Looks like it could really benefit for some buffing. I'm kind of using this oil as a cleaner. I know it may have some grit in it. So I'm going to brake clean these dies off and re-oil them. Just kind of using this as a cleaning method for now. And I'm going to put these in the plastic tray just a little bit oily. I'm really not going to wipe a lot off. I'm just going to let drain off whatever naturally drains off. Because a little bit of oil in that tray will go a long ways towards preserving these for another 50 years. I think this is a set from the 70s, if I had to guess. Maybe the late 80s, but probably the 70s, because it's got 448 in it, which is not a real common size right now. So yeah. This ought to make for a really nice tap and die set. Will I sell this? I don't know. But I could probably put this on eBay for $70 buy it now, maybe even $80 buy it now. It's not quite as bright and shiny as the $80 units. Ooh, that's a little dirty. But a lot of it, the value depends on what's listed at the time. I already have a newer set than this that I haven't showed you, made by Irwin, who accumulated Hanson. Hanson bought Ace, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Get that kind of cleaned up. Put that in there. Put that handle back together. There we go. Got it started. Ooh. Is that coming back all the way? Let's see, that's one of the larger taps. Yep, that'll go in there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it goes back all the way all right. Why is it tight? There we go. That's loosening up. There we go. We'll drive that in. Lubricated those things. Are running good now. Beautiful. Here's something I bought for this set. Pretty sure this is what I think it is in this package. Oh yeah. So hopefully, yes, it looks like it will fit. This was $8 and something delivered to replace this thread pitch gauge. And I could have gotten around $5 a different brand, but I wasn't sure it would fit in here perfectly. So I went ahead and just bit the bullet and got the right thing. We'll go ahead and get some oil on this stuff. It's all over my fingers, so should get all over this. And this is Irwin, which is the same thing as Hanson, the same thing as Ace today. So this would be like the correct one to put in here. Ooh. I hope it's going to go. Get those leaves in the right order. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. So the only thing I'm missing now is a little screwdriver, a little black or yellow slot screwdriver, which I don't know why it was included in this. Maybe just to dig chips out of the flutes, I don't know. But it was definitely something that was included. So there you go. I have completed restoring this set other than finding a little screwdriver for it. Got everything cleaned up, lubricated with 3-in-1, which will prevent it from rusting. And what do you think? Does it look better than when we started? Yeah, look at that. It's like a diamond commercial. Yeah, these are like a man's best friend, aren't they? So what do you think of my project? So I started with $30. I spent $8 and change on the thread pitch gauge. Something like this in perfect condition sells by now on eBay pretty frequently for about 80 bucks. I got like $38 in it. I'm missing the screwdriver. We have a couple of American taps that are not Ace Hanson Irwin taps in here. But I bet you I could get 70 for it anyways. Maybe 80, but certainly 70. So, am I going to sell this set? I don't know, maybe. I've got some packages to open to show you some other things. You'll see that I could sell this set if I want to. And maybe I will. So this has been Dave on the Crafted channel. Hope you've enjoyed my project of cleaning up a nice classic American-made tap and die set. These are all English sizes. Come along with me and we'll do some more projects, and I'll show you how to build your workshop up on a budget. And in fact, you can make money on projects like this to allow you to buy the things that you can't find in the used market very easily. And sometimes I sell the things I make just to do that, just to get the cash to buy other things that I want. But yeah, I'm enjoying building up my workshop, and lately I've been away from YouTube, but I've been building up my tools, and I've been building up a lot of threading, thread repairing, and thread making tools. This is one of the best scores I've gotten on that goal, so I wanted to share that with you. This has been Dave on the Crafted channel. Get your fingers dirty, get some work done in your workshop. If you don't have good tools, make good tools. We'll see you on the next video. I almost forgot, here's the extra taps I got out of the deal. We'll go put those away, and we'll have even more taps in stock. Put you in there where you belong. Building up quite a collection of those one at a time. Here's all my miscellaneous taps. This is a 3/8 24. It'll go in that area. Looks like an 832. And I keep all my tiny taps in this plastic tray here. And what is this one? Well, the other one must have been a 632. This is a 832. Looks bigger than that, doesn't it? Oh, definitely an 832. Look at all those 1/4 taps I have. So, a little peek inside my my extra tap drawer, tap wrenches and doodads. Still have some things to put away in here. Look at all that dirt in there. Came off of those taps. Chunks of rust, nastiness.